So this is a Bailey Pegasus Milan. I'm going to take it around the van and show you how it works. On the door side of the van, behind the door, you've got the fridge vents. The top one here will blow out some warm air, and the bottom one will take in some cool air to keep the fridge unit cool. The wheels and motor move will demonstrate here on site in person. So we'll take you through that, like I said, while you're here on site. On the side of the van, you've got a 230 volt out socket to the awning. If you have an awning for the van, you can put some power out to that. I do apologise if the van hasn't been cleaned yet. It will be in the morning. You've got a barbecue gas point on the side of the van, just here. Front locker is a wet storage locker, so you can put wet items in there if you wish to, or extra storage when you're travelling. The hookup procedure, we've got a separate video for this and we'll take you through it in person on site. Front locker of the van, again I do apologise, the van hasn't been cleaned yet. Barbecue gas regulator at the top here. The pipework is available separately. They are £15 to buy, or if you've got a part exchange we can transfer it from that vehicle. Or part exchange. Side of the van, at the front, you've got your other wet storage locker, as you can see, in there. And then you've got your onboard water tank. This is something I'll explain a bit more in person when you're here on site, but I will take you through the inside parts of it. Side of the van, you've got your water pump connection, which pushes into the side of the van, and then you drop it into your rack roll. And then you have your gas vent on the side of the van for the heating and hot water system. You would need to remove that if you're using any of the gas or water on gas when you are away. It's basically gas flow. Grey wastewater pipes coming out the side of the van. Battery box and your mains power lead coming out of the van. That connects to the power source on site. You've then got your toilet flush tank. This tank here takes 3.5 litres of water and a cap full of the pink fluid. Then in the bottom, and you would need to fill that before use on site. Then at the bottom you've got your toilet cassette itself. You've got the neck here that turns out. Grey cap comes off so you can empty the waste out, and you've got a pressure relief on the back. But with the toilet itself you will need to put 1 litre of water in there and a cap full of the blue fluid before use. Back of the caravan, you've got your 2 wind down legs on either side of the van. Again, as you can see there, the leg winder comes with the van, so you have that to use when you need it. Take you inside the van now. So when you first come into the caravan, the master power switch is going to be off, so you'll turn the power switch on, and you can turn your internal lights on the switch here. Again, this van hasn't been cleaned yet internally or externally, so I do apologise about the state of the van inside. Awning light is just on here. Then your water pump switch is just here. However, before you bleed the water system, you'll have to come to the taps on board the van. Open the tap up on the hot side. This van's already got water in the system, so it's going to be a bit harder to demonstrate. But you'll open all the taps up on the hot side. Same with the shower, the sink in the bathroom, and the one in the kitchen. We'll then come underneath the seat at the front of the van and make sure the yellow valve that you see here is in the position it is now. If you want to drain the water system down, you'll open that valve up just there, and that'll allow you to drain the water out of the van. To run from the ack roll outside of the van, you'd need to leave this valve here in the position it is. However, if you wish to run from the onboard water tank, you would need to turn this valve round through 180 degrees so it's pointing back across this way. You fill the systems, both the systems in the same way. You'd fill the tank up there, which you can pull out and fill up externally, and then you can bleed the water system in the same way. So you'd open all the taps up, and once you've done that, you'd come to the control panel by the door and turn on the water pump just here. That'll then start filling the hot water tank itself, and when water's continuously coming out the taps around the van, as it is now, you turn the taps off and you'd be able to start warming the water system on board the van. To do that, you come to the control panels down the far end of the caravan. So as you can see, you've got your hot water tank underneath the right hand seat at the front of the van. And you can then warm the water on 240 volts if you wish to. You can turn this switch on here, and that'll warm the water on the electric. But if you want to warm it on gas, you can also do that on this control panel here. On this side, you've got a red fail light if it failed to ignite on gas, and on this side, you've got a green light that tells you when it's ignited. If you want to warm the water up at 50 degrees of water temperature on gas, you'd flick this switch to the top side, the tank will boost up, and if it ignites, you'll get a green light on this side. It will fail because at the moment there's no gas bottle on this van. If you want to warm it up at 70 degrees, you do the same thing. Flick the switch down, wait for it to ignite, and green light will appear here. On the electric side, the water temperature is a set temperature around 40 degrees. With the heating system, if you want to use it on electric, you've got your main power switch here. You'll turn this on. Then next to it, you've got this little control panel here. As you see down the side, you've got 500, 1000 and 2000 watts down the side. Hopefully when this clears up. Give me a second. Let's wait for that to clear up. There we go. And what that relates to is the amount of power you've got coming into the caravan from the site you're on. If, for instance, you're on a site that's got 500 watts available, you'll turn this dial around to the 500 watts and you get a green light that appears. You can then control the temperature of the heater on electric on this dial just here. If you want to use the heater on gas, you simply turn this dial around just here, hold down the valve, which allows through a little bit more gas than what it normally would, and then eventually when it ignites, you'll get a pilot light through this window at the bottom here. It'll be around a 45-degree angle that you can see the light at. Once it's ignited, you'll hold down the gas valve for 5 to 10 seconds after, then slowly release the gas valve, and then you can control the temperature on this dial on top. If you wish to use blown air on the caravan, at the moment it's turned off, so the heat would come out the front of the heater, whether that be on gas or electric. If you want it on manual blown air, so you can just turn the fan on, you put it onto the M just here, and then the air will come out around the vents around the bottom of the van. And if you wanted to use it on automatic blown air, you would need to go onto the A just here, and that will cut in and out with the thermostat on the heater itself. I do apologise, I've said, see, the water heater is on just the switch just here. You actually have a second switch down here for the electric side of the water heating. So this van, you can actually set the water heating at 35 to 40 degrees when you press the switch upwards, or you can put it on boost when you put it down. That is just on the electric side. So I do apologise about that. Cooker and hob works the same as your household, so no difference at all there. And the same with your microwave above. There will be instructions with the manual pack, I'd hope, about the microwave itself. If you wish to use the fridge, you can do this. So when the switch here is pointing upwards, that is the fridge turned off. 240 volt is the plug symbol just here, and you control the temperature of the fridge on this dial here. If you're towing, once you're connected to the car, you'll be able to use the fridge as a cool box and keep the beers and wine nice and cool for when you're on your way to site. You'll be able to put the switch down to the battery symbol. And then if you want to use the fridge on gas, if you're on a site with no power at all, you can hold in the gas valve just here on the temperature and then press the igniter. Once it ignites, the little red line that's in this little window here will come around to the green, and if that little line stays in the green, the fridge has ignited on gas. Again, you'll control the temperature of the fridge on gas or electric on the dial just here. The last thing I'm going to go to in this caravan is the toilet system. You've got an electric flush on top, and then you have your toilet waste flap just down the bottom here, which will allow the waste into the cassette underneath the van. If you have any further questions on this caravan, as I said, do apologise about the mess inside the van, but the van's been ready to be cleaned. If you have any questions on the van, please do give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'll do all we can to assist you. Thank you very much. Bye bye.